Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to JTH Construction Studio. This is Porch Time. Tonight, we're going to talk disc golf, but real quick, first, let me talk about my sponsors. Hello, Jennifer. Get a hold of Joe Hankins at 765-913-8599. American Basement Solutions, Mr. Larry Ralph Sr., 1-877-409-2837. Fathom Real Estate, Teresa Messmer, 765-342-8911, and she pops on right when I'm reading her name. She's good timing. it. Wellspring, that's Bob Goodrum's group, 765-342-6661. Never sends her greetings. Stids Comfort System, 765-346-0195. Get a hold of Caleb. Trapper Tim's Nuisance Wildlife Removal and Pest Control, my favorite name for a sponsor. 765-913-7553. As long as he gets rid of bats, if I ever have one again, I'm good with that. Logan's Cosmos, 765-318-3388. Wayman's Furniture, Appliance, and Mattress, 765-342-4339. Give Mark a call. The Yard Barber with Andrew Payton, 765-318-4108. Live Wire with Tommy Walls Electric Consulting, 765-792-4012. Hello, Mr. Fields. Let's not forget Hometown Nutrition, Martinsville, 765-315-0738. Boosted teas and protein shakes. Stop in and tell the ladies we said hello. And as always, shop local. And when you see our sponsors out, tell them you heard them on Porch Time. They like hearing that. All right. Barry Armour, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. The president and founder of the Morgan County Disc Golf Club, correct?
Correct.
That's a mouthful. And
Yes.
You've brought some golfers with you, disc golfers with you, and we'll get to them momentarily. First of all, you drove down from Mooresville?
Yes.
Easy drive down tonight?
Yep.
It's not bad right now, is it?
No. Nope.
So, yeah, that's it. Proximity, you're close. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would, first, and how you got involved with disc golf first, and then we'll go from there. Can we do that?
Okay. Well, as I told you earlier, I was asked by we attend Mount Gilead Church in Mooresville, and the minister there, Jeff Fall, he and his son Trey called me up one day out of the blue and asked if I'd like to go play Frisbee golf with them. And I said, sure. So I dug a pink Whammo Frisbee out of my garage and threw it in the car and met him at the church. I was going to ride over with him. And I got out and was digging in my back seat because it fell on the floor to get my Frisbee. And Trey said, what are you doing? I said, I'm getting my Frisbee. He said, oh, you don't need that. I've got a bag for you. And I thought, a bag? What do I need a bag for? And so we get there, and after about the third hole, I had a blister on the side of my finger, and it was bleeding and very painful. And I said, what am I doing wrong? And he said, well, how are you holding it? And I showed him, and he said, oh, that's all wrong. You hold it like this. And I'm like, well, thanks for telling me.
Right.
But we played, and I got hooked right then. A little bit later, Jeff had been, I guess, in the background trying to raise funds to put a course in at Mount Gilead. And he was getting ready to go on a sabbatical and asked me if I would be willing to take that project over so it didn't fall through the cracks. And I said, sure. So we got the funds, and I ordered the baskets and designed the course and installed the course and started the club and started running weekly leagues and tournaments 13 years ago.
And off you go.
Been designing courses and running tournaments and leagues ever since.
I think Jamie knows a couple people in here. I'm figuring that
I
out.
see. Hi, Jamie.
So, started in Mooresville.
Yep.
And you're spreading out now, and now you're down into Martinsville.
Yeah, we just got a course in at Pioneer Park last summer, and so
So
now
that's your second course in Mooresville.
in Morgan County.
In Morgan County. Okay.
Yes.
Was the other one out by Mount Gilead? Is that correct? Or?
It's at the church.
At the church.
Yeah, that was the first course in Morgan County.
Okay.
So yeah,
And so now you got one at Pioneer Park,
Pioneer Park.
and now you've got the one they're getting ready to install here in Martinsville. We're going to get to that.
Right.
First of all, how many people normally show up for your outings where you're having your tournaments or your weekly?
For our weekly leagues, when we first started, for the first 5 or 6 years, we would have anywhere from 10, 15, 20 players on a good night. And once COVID hit, we were up 40 to 50 players
Right.
for a couple of years. And now it's settled back down. And we have usually 20, 25, 30 players on any given night. Again, we've got some players that are fair weather disc golfers that only come out when the sun's shining and it's 70 degrees and no wind. But yeah, we have a lot of regulars. We have a lot of people drive from Martinsville, from Avon to come down, Plainfield to come over to Mooresville to play.
Are there not any in Avon, Hendricks County area?
Yes, there are.
It's got a good course, though, evidently.
Yeah.
Are you the Pete Dye of a golf course, disc golf course,
Mm-hmm.
so that guy can develop some beautiful courses. So you've got the course coming in. What's up, Corey? Hello, Christine. Hello, Casey. You got the course coming in at Martinsville, and it's in the ideal spot at the Park Hill, correct?
Yes.
Or all over the park?
It's up at the top mainly.
At the top.
Yeah.
Does it stretch down towards the Lincoln Hill side? You know where I mean? This is Mark
There's
Pearson, his son, Brady.
Hello.
Brady. I'm sorry.
You're right.
Don't forgive me. I forget my own name half the time.
There's a hole toward Lincoln.
Yeah.
The trail, actually,
Okay.
that goes to Lincoln.
Shoots off west up at the top.
Yes.
I know where you're at. That's where they did the haunted house up there for a while.
The first hole starts up behind Shelter House 9 on the other side of the dog park.
Okay.
And the first tee pad will be there on the other side of that shelter, and then there's a couple holes goes up in the woods that we cut trails, and then comes down that fire lane, and then goes down the path towards the overlook where the
Right.
gazebo is, and then works its way back. So it's mainly all up at the top. A lot of people, when they heard I was putting this in, can we throw down the hill? Can we throw down the hill? No, obvious safety issues.
Safety.
You can't throw down the hill.
Yeah, and we'll get to that on these. You gave me one, and very cool to have. But we're going to get to the actual disc here in a minute. How long is the course in Martinsville, distance wise? Do you have that mapped?
It was right around 5,200 feet, I believe.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, that give or take.
But I mean, it's such a great idea. People always complain about nothing to do, and now here's another opportunity. And how much does it cost to play up there?
Our leagues are $5 a week.
What about if I wanted to go up there and play it?
It's free. Nothing. There's no cost.
The key word. So you could go up there and play all day and take your friends. How you doing, Misty?
Yep.
All day long and play.
Sun up to sundown, 365 days a year. Yep.
That's magnificent. Now, instantly, you said sun up to sundown. Instantly, I'm like, but if I had a frisbee that was glowing in a basket with a light in it,
They have discs that glow.
I figured because you do it at golf, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is magnificent. And there's professional leagues too, correct?
Yes, there are professional players that make very good money. $1 million
Playing disc
a year
golf.
playing disc golf. Yeah.
They get sponsors and the whole
Yeah.
9 year. Oh, that is crazy.
Yep.
Speaking of sponsors, let's hit this while we're at it. One of the reasons why you're on here tonight is you still have some available spots for sponsors for baskets
Correct.
that
Yes.
you're trying to put in.
Yes, we've managed to get a lot of sponsors from individuals and various companies that have sponsored holes, but we still need a minimum of 4 more baskets. I would like to get 6. We raised enough money to buy 2 baskets from the fundraiser, but I would like to keep that in the club fund to do other improvements on the courses if we could. But we need a minimum of 4 more holes sponsored, but I would like to get 6, and it's $400 for a whole sponsorship. You get your name on the T sign of your company, or there are some that several family members went together and sponsored a hole, or individuals or companies.
Very cool.
So yeah.
So $400 if you want to sponsor a hole, and you need 4 to 6 of them, basically.
Yes.
If anybody's on it like to do
And
that.
Brady created a GoFundMe page also for people if you would like to help out and donate, but don't have $400 to throw at a hole.
Sure.
You can 5, 10, 20, 50, whatever you want to sponsor or to donate.
Now I ask you guys, what got you guys, and you can go either one, into playing disc golf over regular golf? And do you find this more enjoyable than snapping clubs and swearing all the way down the fairway?
Go ahead.
I definitely, Brady actually got me into it. So we kind of started together, which right off I really enjoyed it. So it's easier. It's
Cheaper.
much cheaper,
Right.
and you get a little bit of exercise. It's hundreds of feet, not yards like golf is.
Right.
So,
But
And-
still,
and-
you're out there enjoying the good
it's
weather.
it's a
and-
great time.
What about you? What got you?
Actually, one of my buddies, Adam Kuzarski, got me involved in it early on in college years, like young 20s, but I didn't really take to it. It was like 1 or 2 times.
So is this the hacky sack of the you know what I mean? Because it's always these games like this always invent or start out in college somewhere board college kids.
It was around way before me, I think.
We're going to get to that because I was shocked about how long this has been going on. But you guys played it.
Yeah, we did. And then I was more into ball golf, and I just got really tired of, like you said, snapping clubs, cussing, buying more balls, and paying those fees.
Not that I've ever done any of that.
Yeah, I know. Me either.
I play normally ball golf once or twice a year in a tournament that we've bought into as a sponsor. And I know driving there that I'm horrible. And I'm going there for the fellowship and hanging out with good friends and just having a good time, not at work, enjoying sunlight and hopefully, and enjoying the day. But this sounds like something that could be really fun. 1970, you said this has been around.
Early 70s.
Early 70s. Mm-hmm. And it's just really catching on.
It started out in California and spread east, and it's all over the world now.
Like I said earlier, pickleball seemed to be the thing 2-3 years ago. And now all I see are videos of disc golf everywhere.
Yeah. And
at all ages. Like you said, I asked demographics, and you were telling me.
I started my granddaughter when she was around 3, and I've seen grandmothers in their 80s out with their grandkids playing. So
get you out, get you in the sun, get you walking.
Men, women, kids, grandparents. Yeah.
How you doing, Teresa? Now let's talk equipment, because if there is an expense, it's not a whole lot. And this, they gave me this, and it's very cool. Mount Gilead 10-year anniversary disc golf course, established 2011. And this is a putter.
Yes.
This is the putter and the club, so to speak. And he has, if you want to show those and explain what they are.
Yeah. So the putters, I don't know if you can see, the rim is very blunt edge. So it's made to go slower and not fly as far. But that's what you actually throw into the basket. You're lucky. This is a mid-range disc. It's a little slimmer on the edge.
These aren't the Whammo frisbees we had as kids.
No, these are not frisbees. You do not want to play catch with these.
Was Whammo the main one? What was the other one?
Whammo
was it, I think. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a fairway driver, and you can see the rim is getting thinner. And then this is a high-speed driver, and it's very sharp, and you can
looks like a
loose
UFO.
limbs.
It could zip down there.
Yeah. And you can see how wide the rim is. I was telling you earlier, I like the high-speed drivers. They have a wider rim because I have bigger hands, so it's easier for me to grip. It's more comfortable. People with smaller hands like the fairway drivers because it's a little narrower, so it's easier for them to grip.
So you're gripping underneath that lip. That's what your grip
you want
point
a
is.
power grip like this.
Okay.
With your hands underneath. Yeah.
I wasn't very good at
There are
throwing
discs
frisbees
that are made, if you throw them perfectly flat, they'll turn left. There's discs that'll turn right. There's discs that'll go straight. There's discs that will roll. And then you can take a disc that goes perfectly straight, and by the angle you release it, you can get it to go left or go right.
So I'm going to ask you this. Are some of the holes dog leg left, dog leg right?
Yes.
And then those discs would come in handy.
Yep.
I see now. This is very cool.
Yeah. The wind plays a big part. If you're throwing into a headwind, you want something that's more overstable, which means it's going to hook hard to the left.
Sure.
It'll keep it straighter and
So when you go play, let's say we go play, you have a foursome, or is it individual, or you have teams, or is it whatever you guys decide?
For leagues, we go in 3s or 4s. You have to have at least 3 on a card. Tournaments, most of them that fill up, which most tournaments fill up these days. You have 4 on a card, sometimes 5. I personally don't like fivesomes. My tournaments, I don't do fivesomes.
Right.
So we'll cut it at foursomes, but yeah.
Now, is it scoring similar to golf?
Yes.
Par 4, birdie at 3, and
yes,
albatross at 2, or whatever.
Most holes are par 3s. This course that we're putting in at Martinsville will have 2 par 4s.
Okay.
And then there are some bigger courses that have par 5s.
Yeah, some of the videos I saw, these guys are throwing them 200 and 300 yards, it looks like, to a basket across the pond and all this stuff. I don't know if that's for show or what, but they're launching.
Yeah, the pros, the big throwers, they can throw it 6, 7.
Really?
750, 100 feet.
And put it within that basket.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
No, I cannot. I wish.
You wouldn't be here tonight, would you?
I would not.
Out there playing.
I'd still be here, actually.
Right, that's cool. So it's much easier than regular golf.
Yes and no.
Well, let me rephrase it. It's a different kind of hard than regular golf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The pressure that you put on yourself when you tee that little orb up and you got to hit it straight,
Into a
it's
3-inch
probably
cup.
it's probably more greater than this. This is probably a little more forgiving if you make a mistake. Yes, no.
It
Like
depends.
you don't have to hit to hit a ball out of the mulch more. It's difficult, but you have to play it where it lays, right? I would assume.
Yes.
And then you got to wrap it around a tree or whatever you got to do to get it to a.
Yep.
So Paula says, "Hello, Mark." So.
Well, hello.
It depends. There, like Mount Gilead course is it's totally flat and pretty wide open. There's 3 short holes in the woods. Pioneer Park, the first 2 and last 2 holes are out in the open, but the middle 14 are in the woods where there's tight lines that you have to hit. It's a short course. It's a great course for beginners to go to Pioneer Park. It's real fun and great for beginners. And then this course at Jimmy Nash is going to be the toughest course out of those 3 by far, because a lot of it is wooded holes, a lot of tight lines. So it's going to be a challenging course.
So what's your and when does it open up completely?
As soon as we get the money for the other 4 baskets.
4 baskets.
and
Then
they get the tee pads
So
and
what's
baskets
your
in.
plan or your goal? They also play in the snow and cold.
Yes, we do.
I guess you can, really.
Yes.
I mean, Frisbee in a basket. Do you play in the snow and cold?
I don't try. If it's snowing, I don't.
I was going to say, there's no sense in that.
It depends on how much snow, because the disc can get under the snow and you can't find it.
Ah, that's true. Good point. What is your goal? You want to do tournaments up there eventually?
Yes.
That would be fantastic, especially if it's a hard course.
Yes. We're going to have a weekly league down here that we will have, and then there will be tournaments. We have a Morgan County Open that we have 1 round at Mount Gilead and the next round at Pioneer Park. And my goal was, because I really didn't think we would get this course in until the end of summer, but it's moving much faster than I anticipated. And my goal was next year to do around here, around at Mount Gilead, and around at Pioneer Park. So hit all 3 courses in one day. So
Very cool.
we may be able to do that this year. My fingers are crossed, but I'm not going to publicize that until we're 100% sure that we have all the tee pads and baskets in.
You guys have the fundraiser. Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes.
And that's where the GoFundMe's on?
Yes, it's posted on.
I want to make sure I get on that tonight and put it on the page. Do you have a set number on there yet of what you're trying to hit? 6,000, 5,000?
It's 12. I didn't really want to. It was just anything will be
I'd put
good.
that thing at $5,000.
Yeah.
Get I mean, why not? They're going to tell you no regardless. You
True.
know what I mean?
But we would like to have 6 baskets. So at $400, that'd be $2,400. So,
Right.
But if we could get 1,600 to get to 4 baskets, that would be great too. So I think there was $200 in there the
Yep.
last time I checked.
Yep.
So
But what a cool event. What a cool thing to bring to Martinsville. Love Sam and what he's done with the country club, Martinsville Golf Club. Isn't that? And he went through it with the tornado, and he's got the highway and the tornado, but he's kept it going. And I know you played out there.
Well, a beautiful course. I
Yeah.
mean,
My
love it.
favorite.
When I played, that was one of my favorite courses.
And now we hold our event with Doug out at Foxcliff, and Doug's done amazing things there, and he's just putting all of his time and effort into that. So this is another option. And if you're not any good at regular golf, give this a try. I mean, I hate saying it that way, but you don't know what you're good at until you try it anyway. And every one of us, including myself, a little bit of walking is not going to hurt us. And getting out there in the sun, not in the snow. I'm with you. I'll sit in the window and look and sip coffee at you, but I'm not going to go walk in the snow and throw. But
I do a free clinic every year also. I haven't set the date yet for this year, but I'll have a clinic where people will pay $15 or $20 and they'll get a couple of discs, and I'll teach them how to throw and how to play and the rules, and then work with them as they play. Going and getting involved in a league is a great way, or just going out on your own casually. You'll run into disc golfers that play that can help, will be more than happy to help you out and show you things. And
that's fantastic.
A lot of players carry extra disc, and they give kids or other people they see out playing, they'll give them their disc and stuff to use.
A friend of mine in Ohio has a son that plays on a college team over there. I've been videos playing. So they're actual college teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
There's high school teams also.
Yeah.
I had no clue. This is interesting. Carl Gilbert from Monrovia does the fishing, the Morgan County High School Bassmaster stuff. Like if we can get a bass team, which it's the all ages, the disc golf will be next because I don't think it's as, like I said, it's not as expensive.
No.
I mean,
Well, don't ask my wife that.
Levi's yelling at
What's
you.
up, Levi?
Levi comes in here sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do a sports show with Levi, Joe, Caleb, and Willie. Caleb.
Oh,
Joe,
very
Corey.
nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
That's a heck of a time. I guarantee it is.
They don't know. They know less sports than I do. Let's put it that way. They're more into laying down the money on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So yeah. So hoping to get it finished this year by summer, which we've got a couple months left. And if you get those 4 more baskets in at least, then you can open it up.
Yeah.
Now, city supporting you on this 100%. Obviously, it's on city property.
Right. They're providing the tee pads and the tee signs, and the club is buying the baskets.
Okay.
So we're working together to get it put in.
So
So,
Kenny's got a handle on that. That's a good deal.
so yeah.
And maintenance-wise, there probably isn't a lot of maintenance on the
No.
baskets.
No. The only thing I'm concerned about maintenance here is with all the trees that come down when the storms come through, that if a tree comes
Take
down
the
on a
basket
basket,
down.
then you've got to replace the basket or repair it. So yeah.
He just show up. I know I got to get you guys in here, Levi. Yeah, we'd want to get there. So last year we did a pick show, and I think that was the worst pick show in the history of sports. And I think Joe won with a score of 29. It was just, but everybody was upset last year in the tournament. So sorry to get off on that, but yeah, we got to do that again. So do you guys play in the league, or just play randomly, or are you on a team, or?
Basically, we play tournaments on the weekend. We don't play in a league, but once that gets done, we probably will
Play up here in Martinsville.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm thinking shirts and the whole 9 yards. Just have it go all out and have an actual team. That would be some competitiveness, but some fun with it.
Sure.
But I doubt if I could hit the door from here with this one. So you guys have been playing for a while and good at it. And you're done with regular golf. No,
I still have my clubs.
I sold mine.
did you really?
Oh, yeah.
They may be for sale. I'm left-handed.
I thought so. I thought you were. Yeah, I thought so.
Well,
I think
but
I've played in a couple tournaments, maybe for the Elks or somebody, over the time where you were there playing. Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, like I said, we do our one golf outing. We have coming up at the end of April, but we do it for a fundraiser to raise scholarship money. So we have a good time with it. But who knows? We might be turning to disc golf next year and being part of that. They're definitely in need of a few more sponsors. They're trying to get some holes covered so they can open the course in Martinsville. Clearly, the city's gotten behind it. You're on city property at the city park. And just another, from the basketball courts to pickleball to just the nature walk around the pond. You got the hill. And now there's another option at our own city park, 5 minutes from pretty much anywhere in town. You can go to and have some exercise and try something different. I'm still fascinated. The weight of this shocked me as small it is. Very, very heavy. I hadn't had a Frisbee in a long time, but I don't remember one this small being this thick, you know what I mean, weight-wise. But this is the putter.
Yep.
Get any hole-in-one? Is it easy, hard? Can you do a hole-in-one?
Oh, yeah.
No, not a chance?
Well, we just played yesterday, and there were 2 aces.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
You get one?
I did.
And you?
No.
No. Mark's like, no, it wasn't me. So, pretty difficult, though.
It is difficult.
Does it have to stay in the basket, or can it hit the basket? It has to stay in the basket.
Stay in the basket.
In the basket.
And for you to get finished with the hole, you got to put it in the basket.
Right.
And if I remember, it's like a trash can made of chain, and you can go through. Can you go through the side and get it to stay if it stays like that?
You can now.
Okay.
You used to be able to, and then they changed the rule, and then they changed it back. So if
you had
it's
to go
sticking
in.
inside, it can be hanging in the chains or in the basket or through the side of the basket or through the side of the cage.
So new rules.
Rather.
Is there a governing body?
Yes. PDGA, Professional Disc Golf Association.
Really?
Mhm.
I had no clue. None whatsoever. And I bet you half the people out there didn't.
Yep.
It's that big now.
Yeah.
It's that big where somebody wants to make money off of it. That's why there's a governing body, of course.
Yeah.
That's why that comes out. And they're worldwide, I would assume.
Yep. It's very big in Sweden. over in Europe. It's spread all over.
Golf, the other four-letter word, right? The biggest thing is when you put a golf course in, you got to have hundreds, if not thousands, of acres to put a whole entire golf course in. To put one of these in, you're putting it in, what'd you say, 5,000 feet, basically.
Usually you want at least an acre or two per
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
It's a general rule, but I mean, there's some expansive courses that just
Right, but it's also multi-use. You don't have
Right.
to, like a golf course, you cut a fairway and there's nothing else going to go on that fairway but fairway.
right.
You guys, walking path, over the basketball court, over the pond, or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, it can go in anywhere basically. And wooded courses, you can get away with a lot smaller acreage because
Difficulty.
a 500-foot wide open hole is a lot different than a 500-foot hole in the woods. So
Right.
you can get by with shorter holes.
Now, when you have your tournaments and leagues, do you age it out, or is it all?
There are different divisions. There's a rec division, an intermediate division, an advanced division, and then there are age protected divisions: 40 to 50-year-olds, 50 to 60, 60 to 70. So Mark and I are in the 60 to 70
Yeah,
division.
He woke me the other day.
I'm in that 50 to 60, so I'm liking that. I wouldn't want these young guys to show me up there too much.
And it's
so.
great. I play in a lot of tournaments almost every weekend, and it's a lot of the same guys you see from all over the state, but it's the same core group that you play with from weekend to weekend at tournaments. So it's a lot of fun to see.
So are there
familiar
rankings?
faces. Yes.
So it's just very similar to golf. Very similar to regular golf rankings.
Last year they started a Masters ranking for the age protected, and I ended up, I think, 57th in the world for my division.
Holy cow.
I was the top in the state, but 57th in the world. So I had a good year last year.
That's pretty cool, though.
I think I played 33 tournaments and I won 25 of them, and I placed second or third in the ones that I didn't win. So I had a really good year.
So, can I be nosy? Is it monetary or is it trophies or a little of both?
It's not monetary.
$100,000 to the winner.
No, it's trophies and discs, plastic. So
Nick says, "Go Barry."
Nah.
That's congratulations for
Thanks.
one. So now, when you give your class, there's your hey, I'm a world ranked player.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
guys ranked at all? No,
He's ranked.
I think I got to 357
in the
something.
world though. Isn't that incredible? First of all, they're keeping the stats that well,
Mhm.
and you have to submit the information. I assume up the food chain.
yeah, when the tournament directors will submit the results for the tournament to the PDGA, and then they keep track of that.
Very
yeah.
cool. So everything's kept track of, and everybody knows everything, and you can look research. Is there a website? Do they have? I assume they have a website.
Yes, PDGA.com.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
I had good grief the trophies.
You get yes.
Now she should have been here with us.
Yeah.
The point counterpoint.
Well, we were just talking today that if we're not moving, but if we ever did move or build a new house, I said she would have to have a craft room for her stuff, and I said I'm going to need a trophy room because I'm running out of room to put all these
Hey,
trophies.
it's part of disc golf bigger than cornhole. I think cornhole's on its way out. A lot of it. I know that used to be a big thing. Remember, Sherman was ranked like top 5 in the world at one time.
Sherman was, he got pretty good.
Yeah, virtually unbeatable around here.
Yeah.
And the only year that I was like, I'll go, because I got on boards and I'm halfway decent. And that they had it at the fairgrounds. They had a cornhole tournament there one year. I pull up there and I see Sherman. I'm like,
Yeah, you turn around, don't you?
Just kept going,
Right.
because he's going to put it in the hole every time, and literally did. I used to pitch a lot of horseshoes and play tournaments. Went to world tournament and I won my class. Yeah, I threw shoes when I was a kid, and actually Peck Anderson taught me how to throw, and I won my age group. But horseshoes is a forgotten
It
game.
is.
And
It's fun though to play.
Oh, I still loved it.
Yeah.
I would play it today if they knew. They used to have a league over here by Beanie Neal's. Young Darts. Seth, that would these right here. Now he's got the which one is it?
The driver. Yeah.
That's got a razor edge on it.
Yeah.
That you don't want that to hit you in the leg
do
or the
not
arm.
want
Nothing. That'll cut you.
Yeah.
What's the velocity you can get up to? You know that?
The pros,
Yeah, either one, you or the pros and or.
they can get them over 80 miles an hour.
Are you kidding?
Some of them, top pros, yeah.
That could break an arm, break a leg easily.
Mm-hmm.
Jarts, yeah, that's what we need, Jennifer. They outlaw those real quick after someone got stuck. 80 miles an hour, and I would assume this doesn't, well, this probably doesn't have to because it's butter.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, guys, if you want to help these gentlemen out, we have the founder and the president of the Morgan County Disc Golf Club here with us, and they just need a few more sponsors to kick off the new course they're putting in at Jimmy Nash City Park. And what can you say about Jimmy Nash City Park, the Nash family, and everybody that they've done for our community over the years, whether it be the fireworks, like we talked about a little earlier, the fall foliage, and they've always been involved. And what a great place to start a new sport, so to speak, to our area at the city park. And I'm glad they're utilizing the northwest back side of it for something other than riffraff hanging out in there anymore. So, and this will put an end to that, I feel.
Yes.
It'll help for sure.
But I have 2 sets. And like you said, you guys play sun up to sundown pretty much. And once that opens up, are you gonna have a grand opening or anything event when you looking to do that?
Yeah, there'll be something, a tournament or some type of grand opening once we get it all in.
I assume on the weekend, and if you do, let me know, and we'll gladly come up there and go live, and at least push it out.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's going to be, never played disc golf, but I don't want to. Thank you, Dan. These gentlemen, thank them for coming in. Appreciate it for bringing something new to town. It's going to be one of those sports that, oh yeah, I played that up there, or someone's going to see you playing that up there. How do you do it? Word of mouth on that's going to.
There'll be a lot of people that will see the baskets and have no clue what they are. I've had people come up and ask me, they think they're deer feeders or barbecue grills. I've actually seen a family that put aluminum foil in the basket and were cooking over charcoal on them. And
if you can put it in there and not knock the wings off, does that give you another point or less to take it off?
No.
The first time I saw one of the disc baskets, I was like, that's an odd shape for a trash can. Because I'm thinking you put the trash bag over it and put it down in it. But no, I said I've seen the videos on TikTok and on YouTube, and there's people that are amazing. Just, I forget his name, but I'm sure you would know him, but he's whipping that thing through trees and curving it around. And I mean, from here to Walmart, and it's going. But I didn't think 80 miles an hour. How fast can you throw?
I don't know. Not that fast.
Hey, what's up, Amber?
That is the general manager at the Cumming Culvers, by the way, right there.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, she is. And they were in here. We had the owner and her in. So, and I keep waiting for that call. Say, Kevin, you guys can come in and go live because we got to get some samples while we're in there. Right? How you doing, Amber? Now, another exciting thing come to town, something new. Disc golf. Come to Morgan County, come to Martinsville. This will be the third course in the county.
Well, the third course that I've put in.
Are there other courses?
There are. There's a private course in Monrovia that a gentleman has on his own private property. And then Steve Boylan, who was a professional player and was our state coordinator for a few years. He now works for the PDGA, and he bought, I think it's 90 acres out in Monrovia and has 2 championship level courses out there and then a third course for beginners. So
have you played those?
Yes, they're very
Monrovia,
very long, very difficult
really?
Courses. So there's I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. He didn't tell me I shouldn't, but he shared with me a month or 2 ago that there's a chance that we could have the amateur world championships here in Morgan County in 2 to 3 years. So
that would be amazing.
That would bring thousands of people.
That would be something certainly
to Morgan County.
We want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer goes, I forgot. She's got the title. Hi, everyone. 2 more weeks until we open. March 18th. I'm ready. I want some custard. That would be amazing. And that's just out in Monrovia.
Yep.
You amateur, not
amateur. Yeah.
So, but you guys are all considered professional now, right?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
So you're amateurs.
We're amateurs.
But I would think I'm an amateur, and I would be horrible.
Well, you would play rec then.
Okay, so we'll go over those levels again.
Rec, intermediate, advanced, and then you move up into the age protected. And pro, there's a pro division also, but then you move up to the 40s, 50s, 60s.
So what's the amateurs? Where's the amateur stat? Is it amateur in each level? And then you could have a pro, or I don't understand. Where would you guys fit in?
You're given ratings for your rounds that you play in tournaments and some leagues. And
so this
based
is like
on
bowling now, where when you roll, then they say, okay, this is where you fit in right here. Kind of, sort of.
Sure. I'm not sure on that, but yeah, you get a rating, and depending on what your rating is, you're allowed to play certain divisions.
Okay.
So if you're rated below a certain level, then you play rec or intermediate. The age protected, there is no rating. So, but there are professional. There's amateur 60-year-olds and there's professional 60-year-olds. So depending on where your rating is, if you want to play turn pro or just play amateur, the pros do get paid out in cash, but the amateurs don't.
Are we thinking about going pro at any time?
I would starve.
Mark, I'm with you.
If I would have
play too,
Yes.
Oh yes,
They can.
Yeah.
if I would have started when I was 4 or 5 years old, then I would love to have been a pro now. But I didn't start till I was 48, so I had a late start. So
now, speaking of that, do you play girls and guys play together, or is it separated, or everybody plays the same course? They don't have the red tees, is what I'm trying to say.
They, in the professionals, yes, they do. It depends on what tournament it is and how many females you have, but there are females that are good enough that they play the men's divisions and beat a lot of the guys.
Wow.
So, yeah, it just depends on the tournament, how big it is, and how many females are in it.
Okay, there you go. Good question. What does a set of beginner disc cost?
You can get a beginner set, which is a putter, a mid-range, and a driver at Walmart or Meijer or Dick's. I think they're about $25.
Really? So not bad at all.
No.
No, but these are customized, I would assume. No?
Well, that one was for our 10-year anniversary of the course going in at Mount Gilead a few years ago. So I had some putters left, and so again, as I told you, my wife said I had to be nice to you, so
He's been exceptional, Jennifer.
I gave you a disc.
As I said, and I'll say this on air, I can contact these guys through Jennifer at any time, one of my fundraisers, especially when I was doing the toy drive by myself. You guys helped immensely, and I appreciate that every time. She was one of the people that I would keep in my pocket. We'd be like, and I'd tell the story. I had a Vietnam vet guy come in. His grandkids needed gifts, and it was the day before Christmas Eve. She was my first call, and we took care of it. And I can't tell you guys thank you enough. You guys always stepped up for me. Jamie, do you play? I'm interested.
Jamie plays.
So Amber's interested now.
Very good.
And that course should be done. Amber, Culver's, we need about 400 to 600. We need about $2,400 to secure 4 more holes so they can open the course in Martinsville and get the action going.
Free advertising.
Free advertising for Culver's 24/7. They'd be right there on the sign. She's like, Kevin, you put me on the spot. I hate you.
You did.
But she is another one. When she was a manager at Chili's, I would call Amber up, driving home from work a long time, say, hey, Amber, got a fundraiser coming this weekend. Can I get some gift cards? You know the deal. Stop in and see me. Bye. Click. I'd drive over there the next day. Hey, Amber, yep, we got them. She'd give me a stack of $20 gift cards at Chili's, and we'd give away. You have that in your back. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Seth. You know, I got maybe $20 in my back pocket that has to last me till next payday. I'll reach out for sure. Amber, you're a sweetheart. You know, I was teasing you, but that would be, I know the gentleman that runs Culver's is, and he was in here, and he's very community oriented, and that is one of the things he wants to do to get his feet in the ground here at Martinsville, is reach out to the community, be involved.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one reason why he wanted to come on the show. Fun-loving guy, very down to earth. So maybe you'll get a text or message from him here real soon. And
great.
Amber's, like I say, Amber's are my point of contact with him. Now I got this in my hand. I want to try it. I want to see. I want to go out there so could you go up there now and throw it at the city park? Maybe not this time of night, but the baskets are there, correct?
No, the baskets are not. We don't have the baskets
The
yet.
posts are in the ground.
No.
No.
They're there's supposed to be starting to put the tee pads in.
Tee pads in first.
We haven't. Yeah, I have to have all the money for all the baskets before I place the order because shipping is so much. If I ordered 2 or 3 at a time, the shipping would be way more than what the baskets cost. So
I completely understand that.
So yeah, we're waiting to get the last basket.
But then you're up and running after that.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. Pioneer Park, they had told me one week that they were going to start putting this. There's a metal post. It's about 1.5 to 2 feet long that goes in the ground, that they cement in the ground, and then the basket on the pole slides down in and it padlocks together. And they had told me one week they were going to start putting the sleeves in the ground. So I stopped by the day they were supposed to start doing that to see how many sleeves they got in, and they had the whole baskets in for the whole course. So I was just shocked how fast that went in up there. They did a great job putting those tee pads and baskets in. And
at Pioneer Park.
Pioneer Park, yeah.
I don't know why I kept thinking Plainfield, but that's Mooresville.
That's more so, yeah.
I keep wiping to wipe my eyes because I keep seeing Tiger Woods on the top left screen. That has to be Brady. Is he thinking Tiger Woods? Is that what he's thinking?
Tiger.
I hope so. I wish I was that good at disc golf.
Handicapped? Do you get handicapped or no? Like scratch golfer or whatever? Or?
Our leagues are handicap leagues. You have to play 3 weeks and then you get your handicap.
That's where I was getting the reference.
We start our league, by the way, a week from tonight, next Monday night at Mount Gilead.
Oh, wow.
5:45. Anybody and everybody are welcome, regardless if you've ever played before.
You'll find a spot for them.
Yep.
And how much does it cost to play in the league?
$5.
$5 a week.
$5 a week, yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. We were $3 for probably 10 or 12 years. We just raised it to $5.
I was going to say the $2 shouldn't be that big of a deal.
No, well, most leagues are $10, $15
Yeah.
around, but I want to keep it cheap. We have lower payouts, but more people can afford to play.
So where's the clubhouse at? Is it at Mount Gilead? Do you pull up there?
Yeah, we meet in the shelter house behind the church.
Okay.
Is where we start. So you show up before 5:45, pay your $5. You get a foursome together. If you bring 3 friends with you, you all 4 can play on the same card together. If you are by yourself, I'll be glad to play on your card with you and help you out and show you what to do.
You got a world ranked player on your team right there. So that's phenomenal, though.
So,
I mean, I got a buddy that played the Fortnite stuff. He's a content guy, and he's from here, and he was ranked 3rd in the world. He's like, so what? I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Out of the entire planet, you're 3rd. You know what I mean? And so in your 87th, 57th, what was your ranking?
57.
57th in the world.
I was 2nd in the world for the month of January. Starting out
Holy
because
cow.
I played 4 tournaments every Saturday in January, and I played really well in January, and not a lot of people in other parts of the country where it was colder weather, that don't play during the wintertime.
So you're out there
played
grinding
yet,
in that snow and bumping up the rankings.
Yeah,
That's
so
what it was.
For the few people that played in January, I was ranked pretty good. So
That's magnificent, though. That's really cool. And are you ranked, did you say?
I'm not ranked. I think those are global masters ranks, right?
yeah, it's just for 40-year-olds and older.
There you go.
Brady's not quite 40 yet.
There's our
Hey,
there's
soon.
there's our normal. That's okay. We were getting close here anyway. So, well, gentlemen, certainly look forward to this. And once you do get everything set up and running, make sure I'm going to stay in touch. I'm going to follow you guys' page. I'm going to bring that GoFundMe and talk a little bit about it tonight on the page, if you guys don't mind. Try to get you guys some more revenue to hit your number, so to speak, so you can get this done.
That'd be great.
$2,400 isn't the. If here's timing, last night on air we raised $2,000. Yeah, for the Packaway Hunger Kids. Those kids from Wooden put 30,000 meals together next Friday that go to homeless or people in need in our community. That goes out next week. This is the 2nd or 3rd year they've been doing it, and Community Foundation foots the bill, most of it normally, but they're like $2,500 short this year. And so when they got in here last night, they were $2,000 short. People just popped on, and next thing you know, we had 2,000 going to them today. So hopefully something like that when I post it on tonight, people jump on there, and it's great for the city.
Yeah,
It is. It really is.
And you guys, you don't live in the city. You know what I mean? I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But you're still helping our community out, and that's deeply appreciated. And I'm glad Kenny and the Martinsville City jumped on that and helped out.
There is a WIF series as well that goes around this area that helps out like small foundations like that. Like we could do that here, especially.
Right.
I don't know how much they raised. It's like $1,200 each tournament they raised.
Yeah, at least. I
When we
started
played in
that with
yesterday.
3 other guys about 12 years ago, and we started out with 4 different locations, and it's grown to 36 or
Across Indiana.
38
I know it.
different ones for January, February, and March. They play every Saturday and Sunday, and some weeks there's 2. There's one in the northern part of the state and one in the southern part of the state on the same day that raise thousands of dollars for food banks and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
So can I throw out a few?
Well, yeah, I
quick
was going to
stats?
say, you guys go, get whatever you want to get out, you go right ahead, sir. I'm here for you.
I had heard some comments from people who didn't know what disc golf was when this first came up about, they didn't think it was a big deal or anything important or that it would do anything for the community. I've got some statistics for the Mount Gilead course and the Pioneer Park course for just last year. And keep in mind that the Pioneer Park didn't go in until August of last year, so it wasn't the full year. But there were 729 different players played one of those 2 courses last year.
Wow.
The busiest day at Mount Gilead, there were 51 rounds played. The busiest day at Pioneer Park, there were 50 rounds. The busiest month, Mount Gilead had 262 rounds, Pioneer Park 477 rounds. There were 80 people that drove over 30 miles to play one of those 2 courses. There were 39 people drove over 150 miles to play them, and there were 20 people that drove over 300 miles. We had people from 15 different states: Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, Missouri, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, California, Pennsylvania, Utah, Virginia, Arizona, Oklahoma, Michigan, and 4 different countries: the U.S., Qatar, Canada, and Japan. They walked over 5,642 miles playing those courses. So it doesn't seem like it when you just drive through a park and you see a metal basket with a cage on it and somebody out there chucking a frisbee. But disc golf courses have a big impact. They go into churches, schools, parks,
Right.
private property, and they can have a big impact.
Well, if you're bringing people from outside your community into your community, and what's the length of the average round? An hour or 2, 3 hours?
2 to 3 hours, yeah.
They got to eat when they're done.
Right.
They're
well,
probably going to hit a restaurant here in
they
town.
have 2 rounds, and there's an hour lunch break in between.
There
so
you go.
They do that. And
Yeah.
the big tournaments like the Ledgestone and the big Am Worlds, they bring in, it's 3 to 4 days long. People come from all over the world to play there, and they have, I think Ledgestone has like 17 or 1,800 players playing the tournament that bring their families and then spectators. And so it makes a big impact on hotels, restaurants, gas stations, shops.
Your wife's telling on you again. Everywhere you guys go, but I mean, probably because their courses are all over now.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't have to have an immaculately cut fairway. You can have baskets anywhere, and put a course in. Build a course on the property for sale behind Culver's. There you go. If you know where that's by the 4 bare feet in that grass field back there. It'd have to be a straight all the way down, but you could put a course in there. I'm sitting here, my mind's like, you could have an urban course that runs through a city on the sides of buildings. That you could do.
They do urban courses.
I would not. I fully expect that.
I can't drive down the highway or through any town without looking over. That'd be a great disc golf hole right there. I could put a course in right there. It's just
see, my mind was
obsessed
like,
with it.
She could have shot back to the east behind the park, went behind the houses there on 2nd Street, and shot over to that hilly area behind St. Martin's back there behind the pond and the cemetery. That's untouched land, and a putting course behind Culver's. That would be interesting over there. That's a lot of area. But yeah, you can put them in anywhere.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Are you? Is this your last one you're doing in the county? I didn't think so. Jennifer, he's going to go all over.
No, I'd like to get one in at Waverly next. So
that's good. That's a good shot. You sneak one up closer to Center Grove. You know they're going to play disc golf. They can't all play golf up there.
Yeah.
I wonder if you pitch the approach to Doug and or Sam, but something similar. associated with the golf course? Because you could have golfers in.
There's a lot of disc
that,
golf
I figured.
courses on golf courses, ball
Right.
golf courses. There's one down in Nashville, BC3, that used to be a ball golf course. It's now the
Disc.
family bought it, and it's a disc golf course. It's one of the
That's
best
a
in the
great
state.
course.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
beautiful.
yes.
Down in Nashville.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, remember 7Vs, and then Friendswood was out. I want to say 44 out that way, towards Morgantown or towards Indian Creek out there. But I don't even know if they play there anymore. But there's what's the one right there off Fry Road in Greenwood, 135. That was a night course that you could play there at night.
I don't remember what it was though.
I can't either. But that's been another.
I played on that once.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I played it once in daylight and then did it for night, about 3 holes, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
this is ridiculous. But that'd be an excellent spot.
We went down south last year and played on a course, played disc golf on a golf course while they were playing golf.
Oh,
Side by side.
I won't do that again.
that sounds dangerous.
I mean, it was right there with them,
Really?
and you had to have your head on a swivel for sure.
I played Ledgestone a couple of years ago, and it's on a ball golf course.
Thank you, Nick. Orchard Golf Center. There you go.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
One of the courses we played
He
was on a
called
ball golf course, and they usually rent it out where it's just disc golfers for that tournament, and they didn't on the first day or something, and there were ball golfers playing, and we had balls coming at us.
Zipping past you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was not good.
That's where it gets dangerous.
it does.
Gentlemen, I think it's very interesting. It's fascinating. And I think that anytime you're bringing something new to our community, that's a positive for all.
Mhm.
It's a win.
Yep.
And it's long overdue for something different up there. And this is a great, they've got the walking path up there. They have glow rounds too for disc. Yeah. And now they've got a disc golf course going in. $2,400 and they can get it open. You can always use sponsors up there, right?
Yes.
Do you have a name for the course, or is it you knew this was coming? We got to hear the name.
It's actually going to be named, I hope, after my mom.
Uh-huh.
Just recently passed Janice Nash Pierce Memorial Disc Golf Course. So
The Nash family did so much for that entire area, so that'd be a great name.
I wish I was around to see it.
So, that's an outstanding name. So it got to go up there and dedicate it and everything else. That would be
They're
very
going to
cool.
get that approved hopefully at the next board meeting. So
City council or
the
park board.
board.
Yeah. Who's on the park board now? I know we're spinning off here a little bit, but do we know?
Stan. Oh my god.
Is Keenan in charge of the
He's
park?
not. No.
Who's running the park now?
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Stan
Wilson.
Stan Wilson.
Okay, Stan is okay. Good. Well, hopefully you guys get that done and get that taken care of. That'd be awesome. Good name.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll pull that GoFundMe on the site tonight, and I'll talk a little bit about it. And
Yeah, any little
keep
bit
me in
helps.
mind if you guys got something going on. Send me a message, and I'll just keep. Hey, the guys will be playing disc golf at Pioneer Park, or any little thing. And hey, we're still working on getting the Martinsville one open. As soon as it's open, we need $800 now, or we need $600, or
Okay.
Another thing is upkeep on that. Is that going to be cities, or is that?
Yeah, it's the park. This course won't have very much, but most parks like Mount Gilead, they already mow the grass, so there's nothing,
Right.
But the holes in the
that'll be a
woods.
question that someone shoots out there.
Right.
The taxpayers got to pay for it. It's
No.
not a city park. It's part of their property.
Yeah.
Very simple.
I maintain Mount Gilead, the wooded holes and stuff. We go out there and get the dead limbs and stuff up,
Right.
and kill weeds and stuff around the tee pads. But the church does a good job of maintaining it. Pioneer Park's going to mow theirs, and they do a great job upkeeping that area. Like I said, there's not really a whole lot of upkeep.
Right.
So it's a slab of concrete and a metal basket. So
So if I wanted to get a set of clubs, Walmart sells these. I don't remember even seeing these, but they're there, right?
Yep.
Sporting goods department side of it.
Yep.
What'd you say? $20, 30,
for a set of 3, yeah.
$20 for a set of 3. No, that's all I normally carry in my golf bag anyway. Is a driver, a 500, and a
Yeah.
putter.
I have a
horrible. The other one's just getting away.
yeah. I have a ton of brand new and slightly used discs that I sell for $5 and $10 to people.
Ah.
So If anybody, like I said, we're starting our league next Monday night at Mount Gilead. We'll be there for the remainder of March and April, and then we'll start alternating between Pioneer Park and Mount Gilead every other month. But you can go to the Facebook page and see the schedule on there. But if anybody wants to come and show up, if anybody would like to learn how to play, send me a message. I'll be happy to meet with you and give you a lesson and give you some discs and help you out any way I can.
See, you got to promote. That could be the Hubler Chevrolet Martinsville Open on the disc or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You guys got anything you want to add or talk about before we get off here?
No, I've pretty much said it all.
Yeah. It's
I could
fascinating.
talk hours for this
Oh,
golf, but I'm not going
I
to.
don't. My next show's at 6:30 a.m. As long as I get a couple hours sleep, I'm good. So
There is a U-Disc app you get on your phone and see every disc course in the United States.
really,
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
And when we go on vacation, we
Hit them all.
well, not all of them,
We try.
but we will look for them. And
It's a scoring app. You keep score on it. It'll tell you how far you threw. It'll keep your stats for you, how many birdies you've had in the last month or whatever. That's where I got these stats from, was from UDisc. But it'll have a map on there and show you where all the courses are. and
That's very cool.
how much they cost to play, if anything. There are some pay-to-play courses, but most of them are free.
I got to ask you. You may know who invented it. Some guy that was very ticked off about his 9-iron. I'm sure.
Well, you said it probably.
Right, probably so.
It was actually the guy that used to work for Whammo started it.
Frisbee guy.
Yeah. That was a Bernie Hamilton quote, by the way. All I need is my driver, my 5-iron, and my putter. That was all he ever used to say. He'll be at the golf outing. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna say, hey, we need to come try the disc. What is the website?
Well, we don't have a website any longer. I got rid of that a couple years ago because no one was using it. Everybody uses Facebook, so we have a Facebook page. So it's
Facebook.
Morgan County Disc Golf Club is the Facebook page.
Okay. Anybody can join that page.
Mhm.
I will advertise that tonight for you.
Yep.
I want to get that. You guys need to get. The city needs help raise money. People need to jump on that and get it taken care of. Business need to jump on that. This is a fantastic. Like I said, you bring people in here. They're going to eat lunch. They're going to eat dinner. They're going to drive around.
I guess stay in hotels.
Yep. That's bringing revenue into the community
Mhm.
from a Frisbee golf game.
Frisbee.
That's crazy. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you coming in. I'm
Thanks for having
fascinated by this and want to do what we can to help you. And I'm not going to go up there and play probably, but I'll certainly come up there when you guys open up and dedicate it. And I want to make sure that we're live there, especially if it's on a weekend. Weekday would be tough.
Right.
I work
It'll be probably
weekend.
Saturday.
Good.
Yeah.
And that we'll make sure we're live there and cover the events and show people. One other thing I want to ask you is, has anybody mapped it out with the drone yet? I got a drone buddy.
Not this course, no.
Haggard's Drone Service. I'm surprised he hadn't popped on here. Their wives will go shop. Exactly. And I'll talk to him. He's good at, he's very talented with his drone.
Mhm.
And this would be right up his alley. It'd be cool to have that footage of of the course.
Yep.
Map it out. Thank you, Dan. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Pop on join their Facebook page. They have a GoFundMe, like they said, $5-10. It all adds up. They're only 2,400 shy completely of what they need to get the Martinsville course up and running, and it's good for the community. Something the city got behind, and so far, and like I said, this gentleman doesn't even live in Martinsville, so to speak, and he's got this going. So let's get behind it, get it going, and get it up and running, and we'll see what all it brings in the community. So thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let
Thank
me
you.
kill this off here, and love you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 6:30, bright and early. So tune in then, and until then, we'll see you guys later.